keeping a date with us, as always, on the program Politics Today, reaching you live on independent television and radio. From wherever you are watching across the world, we thank you so much for keeping a date with us on the program. We begin the show this week by looking at the recent development, particularly as it relates to terrorism and kidnapping, where the Senate passed a bill to amend the Terrorism Prohibition Act 2023 and to also prohibit payment of ransom for kidnappings and other sundry activities. In today's program, we'll look at how germane this decision is, because it's been generating reactions from a cross-section of Nigerians, from the legal perspective, from the socio-cultural organizations. I mean, we can just go on and on and on. Also on the show, we'll look at the road to 2023. A whole lot is happening. You should expect that. Just yesterday, the PDP Presidential Screening Committee screened out 2 presidential aspirants, reducing the number from 17 to 15. Who are these 2 presidential aspirants screened out? We don't know yet, because Senator David Mark refused to disclose that even in a press conference. So our fingers are crossed. Is in the wraps. Looking forward to how that revelation will come out. Ahead of the 2023 election, President Muhammadu Buhari has said that there is no room for regain. All right? Is that just a political statement, or is it a statement of reality? Or does he have the political will to ensure that statement comes to reality? One big question we're asking. Senator Adamo is the national chairman of the APC, arising from recent Congress of the party. He has disclosed that the presidential ticket has not been zoned to any region. Well, we heard earlier in the year that the Southwest is, having the nod or having the advantage to get the ticket. We even had the conviction and belief that it's been zoned. But he's saying that the zoning of presidential ticket in the APC hasn't been done. Lots more will be bringing your way on the show today, particularly on the insinuations in some quarters that former President Goodluck Jonathan's resurgence in the political space ahead of the 2023, with speculations that is likely to defect to the ruling APC, is giving some direction to why this is happening. All of these and lots more we'll be looking at on the program today. As usual, you are part of our panelists for the discussion, because our studio line will be open so you can also call and contribute. But first, let me meet our panelists here. Barrister Gentleman Amego is a regular on the program, a grassroots politician, public affairs commentator. Barrister Amego, thank you for coming.
Thank you, Duke. Thank you for having me.
I also want to welcome Barrister Greg Iyayi, who is also a regular on the program, a legal practitioner, is also a clergy. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure.
Okay, Senator Bamidele Okpeyemi is the Adult Committee Chairman on the Senate committee that is made a presentation on the Terrorism Prohibition Act, which also seeks to prohibit payment of ransom to kidnappers. And one of the reasons he gave was that it is geared towards discouraging people from going into terrorism, banditry, kidnapping, as a matter of fact. But some legal luminaries have been criticizing the Senate for this decision, saying it's not going to work. How true that is? Let me begin with Barrister Amego. We know that terrorism, banditry are more or less like one and the same thing, because their modus operandi very, very similar. One of the strategies they deploy is to kidnap people and then demand for ransom. As we speak, the victims of Kaduna-Abuja train attack are still being held in captivity. Children, women, men, and what have you. And just recently, we heard that a woman who was pregnant, 8 months pregnant, delivered right there in the camp. In fact, they went to go and get the services of medical practitioners to help to deliver that woman in camp. Monies are being requested for by them to free their captives. So how feasible is this bill passed by the Senate?
Well, thank you, Duke. First and foremost, sometimes when you listen to members of National Assembly, you begin to wonder certain things they say. You wonder whether they actually the right people to be in the National Assembly. It's very funny. It's, in fact, on no course, I can't place that bill at all. How do you implement? Implementation of such a bill is impossible. And in any case, fundamentally, sir, bribery is not allowed in this country. Are we saying that bribery is now legal in this country? Since it's not legal, and we quarrel against those who bribe others, why are we not passing another law? It's the same thing. So you have a right to say, oh, I gave somebody money to release my beloved person, or I didn't give. How are you going to force the person who successfully brought his person out of captivity to come and tell you how much he gave them? Somebody says, I didn't give them anything, which is very common anyway. Did you bribe? Say, no, I didn't bribe anybody. How do you wake up and say, you are going to be taking them to court because they bribe kidnappers? It's unfortunate that this is the way people now reason. Right from the beginning, we have always had a law. Wake up the law and implement the law that anybody that bribes, such and such thing will happen to them. There are sanctions following those who bribe. How many people have they found out to have bribed certain other people and are now sanctioned? We have so many people in government, don't they know? The other time, the Dariye, former governor, took so much money and was sentenced. Now, few weeks ago, the governor said, no, come home, be a free man, take over the properties that we took from you. Is that not the man that was found to have offended against the law of the land? He has been released. I congratulate him. That is the country we are in. So the idea of people just saying now that we are going to bribe, when you bribe, no, I think it's an unserious mind. It's unacceptable. It's innocuous. It is laughable. It's in fact ridiculous for such a bill to come out of the National Assembly. What means do you have to free captives? Look at a few days ago, I was reading that 848 people in Taraba that have been in captivity have been released. 8! It's a country in Africa. 848,000. Where did they keep them? How were they feeding them? Who housed them? These are questions unanswered. So many things are happening in this country. I begin to wonder whether people are serious or they just want to pass through without doing anything. You have a minister. I'm sorry I'm talking so much. You have a minister who had about 5 million in his account. Now he has just paid 100 million to collect from to run for president of this country. 100 million. It's my party. But the man who came to your work with you that day didn't have 5 million in his account. Where did he get the money? You have not asked.
Maybe friends, committee of friends.
Yes, we are the friends.
And we also saw recently that even family members, there's a governorship aspirant whose family members, I think is in Kaduna State, his children, about 6 of them also put the resources together to buy the phone for him.
Yes, I agree. But the police are trying to probe this thing. The law is there, that's what I'm saying. Okay. The law is there. If you have a big compound, a very big house, you are living a grandiose life, police are trying to probe you and ask you, where did you get the money? If suddenly you are 30, you are riding a very big car, police have the right to stop you in the street. Where did you get the money to buy this car? It's not a big deal. If government wants to work, government will work and will get all this forward. Okay. We bribe. I bribe. If I have a opportunity to bribe, I bribe. So nobody is asking me don't bribe. I will bribe police in the police station if I have a case right on the table there. If I have something to discuss with it, because I even sympathize with the police because they are not well paid. So getting up to say anybody that bribe to get his own beloved person out of captivity, I think it's not a responsible statement.
All right, Master Greg Yai, I'm sure perhaps you help the Senate find a way to solve this logjam of ransom payment to kidnappers, because in the first place, this seems like what's making it a very lucrative business. So how do we solve the lucrative nature of the business of kidnapping? I mean, I heard recently how somebody was kidnapped in Edo State. The ransom was paid in Kaduna State. So there's a network. So how do we deal with this issue aside the action taken by the Senate?
I think, well, let me comment very quickly on the Senate action.
Okay.
It shows how bereft members of the National Assembly can be.
Why don't we qualify that? Some members of the National Assembly.
Some members of the National Assembly.
Okay.
Because when the bill is passed, it is deemed to have been passed by all members of the National Assembly because it's a majority. So it's difficult for those people to exonerate themselves, and it's very unfortunate. Why I'm saying this is that the solution to the issue of kidnapping? Why is the National Assembly not talking to governments about the prevention? There are preventive measures, and it is possible. So why do you have to just imagine a family member who has been kidnapped, and other members of the family and friends, they put money together to get that person back, like that pregnant woman. And then you now say that for putting money together to rescue that woman and the baby in the womb who has been born now, that's, I mean, you are criminalizing it. You are criminalizing it. That will tell you, I mean, I don't see any logic, I don't see any sense, I don't see any direction, I don't see how it's going to help. And then people be coming out to tell you how much they paid for ransom. Apart from some people in government, some governors have told us that, look, this is what they paid, or that they have paid some money. And nobody has seen anything obscene about that. And nobody has castigated them for even making it public. So the issue of kidnapping, I don't think that bill that has been passed by the National Assembly, thank God it has not been assented to yet, and it is not a law yet. It still remains a bill till it is assented to by Mr. President. And we hope when he's taking decision on assenting to it, he will look at it very critically, because he is making the family of those people that have been kidnapped, they're actually making them victims of the whole episode. Then I think that the issue of kidnapping can actually be checked. Something led to this situation. It wasn't like this before. We were not in this situation before now. Something led to it. Shortly after the election of 2015,
yes,
these issues arose. And I think the government has the answer. The indicators are there. And the government should tap itself, wake itself up, and then deal with the situation. And I think we have the capacity to deal with the situation. The security agencies can deal with the situation. Like we've been saying in this program, the problem has always been the political will to deal with the situation. So I don't think all these steps being taken by the National Assembly is the solution. It's not the solution. It's going to complicate matters. And you can imagine, like has been referred to, the families of those people whose members who were kidnapped in the Kidnappers saga.
Yeah.
Now, how would they be feeling about this kind of bill being passed? That should they on their own decide to make efforts, since the government cannot? It is the failure of the government to stop kidnapping and then to make it an unlucrative business for the kidnappers that is leading people to say, okay, let me rescue my own family members. And then you are now saying that you want to criminalize their efforts. I don't think it will work. It's not going to work. Well, which person is going to tell you that I paid ransom?
Well, that seems to be the crux of the matter. But, Mr. Mego, is there a way out of this logjam by way of finding a solution to it?
There is a way.
What is the way?
Like he said, is the will.
Political will.
There is what we call local balance, SMS. SMS means some must suffer so that others can grow. There was problem in Odi, Obasanjo was there. And he sent troops there. And he said, everything that has life, bomb. Go to Odi, including goats, including animals. Bomb everything that has life over there in Odi. And the people stood still. I said, okay, there won't be problem again. Please, they all had to answer up and say, no more problem. What is Sabisa? Sabisa is part of Nigeria. Bomb the whole of Sabisa forest. Come to where they are doing, bomb the whole of Odi from Oluku down to Ifon. Go to the forest. We have drone, I've said this before. The president has drone. From his office, he will tap it, and the drone will go and bomb. We must be grateful to the science that has come, but now, we're in the digital world. You will pop it from the headquarters of the police or the headquarters of the army. It will go straight to where you want it to go to. By the time they know that Nigeria is ready to deal with the kidnappers, they will all chill out, I can assure you. But you see, when they kidnap, we handle it in such a way that they are now small kings. Look at the railway, for example. You know how many people are staying in the forest? Which forest? Is it forest in Jamaica? Is forest here in Nigeria? And Mr. President has the map of Nigeria there on his table. If they are in this forest, bomb that forest. Send out the troops there. It is when they hear that these people now, wow, these people are ready to do something, the others will run away. It's true. Look at from here to Lagos now, for example. Whatever the case is, the government brought vigilante out. You can drive safely to Lagos and back without any. But the local roads to Odigwetu to Ifon and all that, it's a closed road. We are still getting people there because they cannot do it. I mean, there are ways to do this thing. To agree with my brother, it's the political will to do it. Okay. You can even declare state of emergency. You remember how long it took us for the government to accept that these people are terrorists. Has
that changed anything? Once you now admit that they are terrorists, then you apply all the laws for terrorists. Okay. You ban them. Yes. Wherever you see them, they are enemies. Okay. Let me ask Barrister Iyayi this question. Are there existing laws that criminalizes kidnapping? Are you saying that this bill passed by the Senate is duplication of effort in a sense?
I think the anti-terrorism law of 2013 that they are trying to amend now and incite this provision of criminalizing
payment of
ransom. I think that law is more than enough. The problem of Nigeria has never been laws. We have many laws. We have enough laws to deal with corruption, to deal with kidnapping, to deal with terrorism. Even the criminal codes is there. The criminal codes has enough provision for dealing with terrorism, ransom taking, and all those things. But I don't know, we always feel that we have to bring a law from space to deal with every situation. We should activate the law that we already have. They are more than enough. What we need is the will. Let us deploy the resources we have to actually tackle this terrorism. Donald Trump was campaigning for presidency, his return ticket. And an American was kidnapped in Chad. He simply told the security agencies, get the man and get all the culprits. Eventually, they went to Chad. By the time they got to Chad, those people, they had escaped to Zamfara. They entered our territory. Yes. Although the government denied that they didn't later on. And they got the American. He said, rescue him alive. Yes. I don't want to hear that he's dead. Bring him to America and then bring the culprits. He was battling his re-election, but he knew that he had sworn to an oath to defend the life of every American. And they actually got the terrorists. There were 7. One of them was killed. The other 6, they put them on the plane with the American and then straight the rats. That's a country that has political will.
Okay. If you just join us, it's State Politics Today on independent television and radio. Let's just scale up our conversation a little bit, talking about political will. Such a big issue in the 2023 election. Just yesterday, the PDP screened out 2 presidential aspirants, and the APC is saying we're here to zone the presidential ticket to any part of the country. And one major personality that has suddenly emerged in the APC political space ahead of the 2023 election is former President Goodluck Ebele Jonathan. Some are saying is ready to defect to the ruling party so as to get the nomination ticket of the ruling party to take over from President President Muhammadu Buhari. How true that is still in the realms of speculation, but we can look at it holistically. How realistically feasible is this planned defection of former President Goodluck Jonathan to the APC? Let me begin with Barrister Steve, Barrister Greg Iyayi. Yes, let me get your take on this. I'll come back to Barrister Mego.
I know Abego will be very interested in this because they are going to defect to his party. But I think if President Goodluck Jonathan wants to keep the respect, because we are told that right now that he is second to Mandela among all the leaders
in Africa.
And Mandela is dead, so he is the living person that has the respect. The United Nations ambassador for conflict resolution and all that. I think Goodluck Ebele Jonathan should go above this kind of thing. There might be some fifth columnists around him who want to draft him to the race to humiliate him. And I think he should resist the temptation of wanting to come back. He is already great beyond the boundaries of Africa. And I feel that he should keep his head up. If he comes, he should learn from Gowon. Gowon wanted to come back. He won the election in his local government because that time option E4, you start from your local government. But he didn't go beyond that. He couldn't go beyond that. Even in the state, he could not. So Ebele Jonathan should learn. He's already great. He has accolades worldwide. Okay. And I don't think he should allow himself. He should resist the temptation. Okay. Because some people actually plan to humiliate him.
All right, Pastor Mego, let's get your take on this.
Yes. I think probably Goodluck Jonathan, our very good friend, a man who did so well. But I'm sure he forgot his coat in Aso Rock.
He forgot his coat.
Forgot his coat there.
Yeah,
so he wants to go back and pick
his he never wore coat. I can't remember seeing him wear suit.
He forgot
he was always looking.
No, he had coat
once in a while. Your eyes go
on. Maybe he left his suit or left his native attire in the Aso Rock that he wants to go back and collect. Otherwise, he should stay honorable.
Yes.
We all love him, we all respect him, and he should stay as such.
Yes.
You know, attempts to say, to make Nigeria defy you, they will just rubbish you. Yes. You know what's happening? I tell you, I'm an insider. You know, Jonathan has done 4 years. The Northerners, they wanted to come out do another 4 years and go. To come out do 4 years and go, so that the battle will get returned back to the North. That's all it's a selfish desire. That's what they are doing. Whereas if a new president comes down and he performs well, he does 8 years. That's what they don't want, because they want the power to perpetually remain in the North. But God is not going to help them. God will help us, because we have an understanding that 8 years there, 8 years here. It may not have been a written law, but it's an understanding. That's how the country will move on well without rancor.
What do you say about
Jonathan should stay peacefully.
What do you say about this? I mean, the feeling that attempts to recruit Jonathan into the APC, possibly for 2023, is an admittance of failure on the part of the ruling party.
Of course.
Well, it's not failure as such. Maybe you know, because I will defend my. It's not failure. It's a selfish desire to have 4 years, only 4 years for us, because it can't go more than 4 years. So that the North will argue that the power has been to the South. Let it come back. We have other brilliant people. No trial, no discovery of ability. Yeah. We have so many brilliant people in the South. We also have them in the North. The problem, what is prohibitive in the whole thing, is the money now that people are spending, and it's not a good thing. They are threatening the youths who want to come and govern. I don't see a youth who has 5 billion to run a presidential election. So I think Jonathan, my good friend, I love him, he's my friend, but he should stay out quietly and let another brilliant man come. You should be the icon. You should be the man that people will be referring to. Everybody's saying, oh, when Jonathan was there, a bag of rice was 8,000. Oh, the dollar was 180. Petrol was 160. That's a credit to him.
Isn't that the reason why people will probably vote for him?
He didn't perform magic.
Yes.
There was no magic. He just gathered people together.
All right.
He just gathered people to advise him.
Yes.
And he listen to the advice. But if you don't listen to the advice...
So why can't PMB gather people together and take their advice?
Well, that's his own problem.
All right, let me get you on this.
I think the situation when Jonathan took over as president is not the same as it is today.
Okay.
The myriads of problems that have been created, and it should be remembered that this present administration constantly, regularly blamed Jonathan for everything,
yes,
and said it was caused by Jonathan, caused by Jonathan, caused by Jonathan. Why has this suddenly become a beautiful bride? Just like you said, I think it's an admission that they have actually, in a way, failed. And also a combination, yes, of factors, and also the desire, a selfish desire that they should have the power back to them after 8 years. That's the not. But I think, like we have said, Jonathan, if he comes back, might not be likely. He might not succeed. I don't see him succeeding the way he succeeded. Situations are not the same. The rot is much more than we think. And I don't think he should allow anybody to draft him into the race to come and clear the rots that they have created. Just like has been said by our learned colleague, there are many brilliant people who can do that. Jonathan had his time, he had his say, he had his honor, and he should just stay right there. He shouldn't allow anybody to draft him into a messy situation.
Okay. Let's quickly talk about PMB's declaration that anyone who is polling for rigging in 2023 will have himself to be blamed. But we know that every now and then these statements are made, but ultimately it does not impact on the election. So is this a political statement?
Since you were born, Duke, have you not been hearing this statement? Since you were born, no president will come out and say, if you rig, you will be decorated. Well, nobody is allowed to rig, expectedly. Nobody is allowed to rig. But then you have, since you were born, you have seen rigging. But I think we are ready trying to get out of that situation. That's why we are talking of E-type of registration, E-type of election. So that when you just vote, it's recorded at the headquarters.
Yes.
We hope that it is implemented. If it's implemented, then we shall be better for it.
Okay.
But gradually we are coming out of rigging.
Yes.
That's why he's emphasizing. He's also saying too that the international community should not also interfere. I don't know the way they have been interfering, but let us work with him. No rigging, no interference. I will deliver the goods.
Okay. Basia, you want to add a comment to that?
I think Buhari knows that he might have failed in some other areas, but he wants to leave a legacy for himself in the area of free and fair election, because that appears to be the only thing he has time and energy for. So that we can say, all right, you might have failed in other area, but you conducted a very credible election. And don't forget, he might also want to earn some reputation in the international community, because one of the things Jonathan is respected for today is that he contested free and fair election besides domestic issues. I think that is his trump card in the international community. And Buhari knows that he's not going back to Aso Rock after 8 years, and that he might want to get something for himself. So I feel he might want to be fair in the area of free and fair election. And if he does so, good for us, good for the development of democracy. And that would be a credit to him. People might even forgive many of his other trespasses. That is true.
And he said, and he also said, that I do not want to live as a failed president. You heard him. He said
So that's an admittance of the realities here.
Yes.
But now, from now for the next 12 months, 13 months, I don't want to fail. I don't want to live as a failed president. Thank God. That's why I want to align with you.
Yes, okay.
Probably you want to go on and go on.
Okay, let's talk about this nagging issue of zoning of the presidential tickets. Senator Damo has revealed that the APC presidential ticket has not been zoned. And then in the PDP recently, we also heard that they've jettisoned the idea of zoning. But that has attracted some backlash, with some people saying it is a deliberate attempt to make the Southeast remain where they are by not getting a shot at the presidency. Let's talk along those lines. Bryce Amego, yeah.
You see, that's why we started this argument today. If you just get up from your room and say anything you like, you look like an unserious person. My national chairman couldn't say so, because no Southerner contested chairmanship of the party. We said we're going to give chairmanship of the party to the North, because presidency is coming to the South. That's why he got, he's not the most brilliant person. That's why he became the national chairman, because we all said yes, it has to go to that. The North agreed, and they gave him the opportunity to run. And they all supported, all of us. I was in the convention, and we all signed for him, because that's an understanding. If you renege on your understanding, it means you're not responsible. You can't renege on the decision.
So you're saying there's zoning.
What he say, yeah, it's an understanding. It may not be a written law. It's an understanding. And that's why we gave him the chairmanship.
Yes.
You will be chairman, because we cannot have the two positions. We can't have the two positions on the same zone.
Okay.
The North zone, the South zone. So the South will not produce the president of the country. Why did not will take chairmanship? That's why he got it.
So there is zoning.
Of course, there's zoning. There's pure zoning.
Okay, Mr. Iyayi, let's get you in here. If the national chairman benefited from zoning, and now he's saying there is no zoning, that the presidential ticket has not been zoned to any region, I mean, is this double speaking?
I wouldn't be surprised, because these are unstable politicians. So what should we be surprised about? Have we ever really had any truth for them? Can you hold them down to their words? Don't forget, he was in PDP before, and he was condemning the APC. But now he's the chairman of the party that he was condemning. So you really can't hold some of these people down to their words. So we shouldn't be surprised if he reneges on the position that he has been holding. Like our colleague here said, there was actually an understanding before the convention. Let the chairmanship go to the North, and then let the presidency come to the South. He is there, and he wields a lot of power as the chairman of the party, and he can play the cards to tilt the scale against the South.
Does this support the speculation about Jonathan joining the APC possibly for 2023?
Yes, I think so, because they are beginning to look at somebody who can do only 4 years. They have many cards on the table, and they are saying if this fails and the cry is loud and unstoppable that the presidency must go to the South, they want to have a plan B, that Jonathan will come in, because it looks like somebody that everyone trusts. But for now, I think the South should insist, although it's an unwritten agreement, but there's an understanding. You've done 8 years. After all, the South did not complete their 8 years with Jonathan. So why can't the power not return to them? And then let them do their 8 years. I feel particularly for the Southeast, because they've not had a shot as this. And I think this time around they have a very good material. They have very good materials.
Yes. Like others.
Like others. But at least the person that is well known from there is somebody who has never been invited by the AFCC, ICPC, or any of the anti-corruption agency. There was no one kobo debt as at the time he was leaving office. And I think let's give such people, either himself or any other person like him, he tried.
He talking.
Yeah.
Well, we are not here to campaign for anybody.
I'm sorry,
but he didn't. No, he didn't mention anybody.
Yeah.
He didn't mention anybody.
But Duke.
Yeah, he didn't mention anybody. That's why I left him.
But Duke
Yes.
is qualified to be president.
Absolutely.
Of this country.
Absolutely.
He has everything that it takes to be a president.
Are you unqualified
You
too?
and I am. You are and I am.
Okay.
So I don't want unnecessary accolade to be given to a particular person. That's what I'm saying. You see, I have been a politician for many, many years. The problem with the Southeast is that there are already about 13 aspirants. If you tell them go and prune down, the Igbos, nobody, they will not prune down. No. They won't prune down all the Igbos. This one will contest, that one will contest. And that's why we leave them to go to Southwest. If you ask Southwest, go and prune down, they just say, Joe, Babani, yeah, and tomorrow morning they give you a candidate. That is the problem. But by and large, maybe sometimes, I know the person you are talking about is a politician. We are all politicians, including yourself. But for now, whoever is brilliant, let him come out. Bring out your CV, come for debates. We want to see you, we want to hear what you want to say. It's not because I'm from Kano State or from Ego, local government. Come and tell us. We will listen to you. And then we will give our assessment of who you are. That's what we are talking now. Obama and Nicholas Equations, African man, because he gave a speech, he became recognized. Come and talk to us. And he spoke for 3 hours, ex cathedra, ex tempora. And people, everybody, black and white, come and tell us why you want to govern this country. We will listen to you. We know some people now in this country who are already talking like that.
Yes.
It's not just going to government to a world contract. That's not all it takes to be a president or a governor. It's not all just going to a world contract. Go there and see what we will do to improve the life of this country. We are in doldrum.
Yeah.
We are.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, our studio line will now be open, so you can also join the party and contribute to our discussion so far on Politics Today on independent television and radio. 052-290-573. That's the number, but a bit of a technical hitch with the number. Looking forward to having an alternative so you can call and be part of the discussion. Let us know how you feel about all we've looked at so far in the build-up to the 2023 election. A major issue that just won't go away is the issue of nomination form for the presidential seat. 100 million naira for the APC, 50 million naira for the PDP. For the PDP, they just lost 80 million naira. Yeah, they just lost 80 million naira. Haven't screened out 2 of their candidates, 2 of their aspirants from the 17. So imagine all the 17 of them were to go. 17 multiplied by 50 million naira. You know what it comes to?
Yes.
I don't know the number in the APC now.
We have 15 already.
15 times 100 million naira.
1.5 billion.
Yes, APC is rich.
Very rich.
All right, let's get the reactions that have continued to trail this issue of nomination fee for the presidential ticket. Barrister Yayi.
I think it's very obscene. What is that? The area that grieves me most, we are talking of youth participation in politics.
That's right.
Now, we are talking of 100 million. A youth who has not been a senator, a youth who has not been a governor, a youth who has not been a member of the House of Reps, because it's not compulsory that you are any of these for you to aspire for presidency. And where do you get that 100 million? Just to collect the forms. We are not talking of other expenses.
Campaign.
I think it's a deliberate attempt by the political parties to actually exclude the youth. And we should cry out against this. Even America, where people are rich, if you look at the cost of nomination forms, is so low that at least most average Americans can afford it. So I don't know. I know that the parties are looking for a way of raising funds, but I don't think it should be so. We in civilized countries and many other climes, you know, parties raise money from membership, a contribution. that I'm a member of this party, I have to contribute, periodically. And that is where the parties get their money. But just sending forms alone now, whether the people are definitely out of the multitude of aspirants, it's only one person that is going to get it.
Yes.
All the other people, their money forfeited. It's blue, die, penny, go. Another day, come and buy.
Oh my goodness.
In APC, it's 100 million. It's in the paper everywhere. Senate is 20 million. House of Representatives is 11 million. House of Assembly is 2 million to buy ticket. Not to campaign now. Not the one who's trying behind the scene. No. A boy who just left university, they have the age of 25, he wants to run, wants to go to the House of Assembly. The fresh knowledge coming out of the university, where will he get the money? 20 million, 11 million, even House of Assembly, 2 million. Do you have that yourself? If you have it, go and run, we will support you. That is the problem in this country. Like I said, in America, all of us look onto America. It's companies that bring this money, and some individuals. You come out to speak and you say, oh, he's a brilliant person.
Yes.
Let us support him. This company brings that, the other company brings that. And it goes, that's how Obama became the president of the United States of America. And he made impact. An African.
Okay.
But here we are. Once you are told what to pay, you chill out and just say, okay, bye-bye. And that's it. It's true.
No matter your talent.
Yes. Okay. Let's use this number now. 070-8365-4889. You can dial that number and contribute to the discussion. 070-8365-4889. Looks like I've gotten my first caller. Hello, caller. Good morning. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Hello, Mr. Sonny. Good morning, sir.
Yes, good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Owa. I'm calling from Benin.
Owa, please go ahead.
I want to quickly just respond to something one of your guests said. And he speaks about Obasanjo ordering soldiers to OD. Like it was some sort of wonderful success. Irrespective of what OD did, I heard they killed some soldiers and ate them up. I don't know, it's not confirmed, I don't know.
Okay.
I think strict applicants from agreeing with him were even accepting that kind of statement.
Okay.
It was inclusive of Obasanjo. The other soldiers go and kill people. That's not extradition case now. That's extradition case. And I don't think we should allow that kind of statement to just go on and listen. And the people they did go to like it's the thing.
Okay.
So why everybody is talking of good
Okay.
or foul, chicken? It's human beings. Even those that they didn't go and identify them, they should be arrested
Yeah.
and tried like a thing in life society.
Yeah.
We should not allow that to go on the air and just pass like it was a good thing.
Okay.
It creeps me seriously when I hear that.
Okay. All right.
Check all this, please. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. I think that statement came from the runoff of our discussion against the background of the dire situation that we found ourselves, particularly in dealing with insecurity. I mean, someone like Governor NASS has made a similar statement, saying that in circumstances like this, yes, few people could possibly lose their lives, but ultimately to serve the general good of the people. But the question is, would he, Governor El-Rufai, be willing to sacrifice himself for others to live? That's the funniest part of it. Sonny Igedos, are you live on the program? Go ahead. Good morning, Sonny Igedos. Yes, good morning. Go ahead, please.
I'd like to appreciate Dr. Gentleman Amigo.
Okay.
And his assistant there.
Thank
Like
you.
I say that there's something that I have said,
I accept.
that you can take away from. One of the things I've enjoyed from Barrister Gentleman Amigo is the fact that even though he's a party man, he knows how to navigate his way through. If not, if you have asked several persons now from your station that the money for nomination was so expensive, they said that they have the money, but you see what he stands now shows that he's not just concerned about his party, is concerned about the future.
Okay.
And if you look at that, the reason why I found that a place like South Africa, CDC in China, they can't try to make mistake because they know that the people keep them there. And if they must continue to stay for 100 years, they will also need the support of the people.
Yeah.
So I'd like to use the opportunity to talk to Mr. President. If you like, he provide a platform for everyone to contest at the end of the day that he says he wants to be international beat. What about his people? What will he be remembered for? That in his time, during Jonathan, we complained that they kidnap people's guests. And in his time now, several persons have been kidnapped. Even they now step up their game. Over 5 different groups have been kidnapped. And you find out that the National Assembly that is supposed to put the president on his toes, they are the one that is setting the law that people should not pay kidnapper. If you pay kidnapper, you are responsible. And they also did not pass a bill that if anybody kidnap and they die, federal government and the National Assembly will take responsibility. I think if they have passed such bill, Nigeria will applaud them. What they are doing right now is not democracy. It's actually an opportunity of a privileged child who tried to take the whole share. I think they need to learn from what others have done, like Thomas Sankara, that changed his country within 4 years. Look at Tanzania, what they stood for before the last president died, John Magufuli. We can learn from this, but what can we do to make life better for the Nigerian man? Thank you. Good morning, sir. All right,
Saniga Dosa, thank you for those useful thoughts that you brought to bear on the discussion. We thank you very much. 070-8365-4889. Good morning. Tell us your name and where you're calling from. Good morning. Go ahead. Yes, who is talking? Go ahead, please. All right, please go ahead. Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Of course, it will pay.
Of course.
So, if the government are failed, they don't tell the structure of the government who are failed. The government, if anyone can have is dead in that debt, what is the structure of government for not allow for the rest who are alive for their failure to the government? And for that, Jonathan will not come back. It has been command and respect. Even if you come back, there are many laws that will come out. The lawyers will come out and what one program is according to that program. When Pagana was talking, that they have been sworn twice as a president, they cannot come back again. It's according to the structure of the law.
Yeah.
That if you come back now, they cannot spend more than 8 years based on the constitution. It will not be 10, it will not be another 4 years and 12 years. According to it.
Yeah.
Okay. They cannot come back again. So let them just take the respect and the justice of peace nationally so that they command respect.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
All right, thank you very much. And just to add to that, Chief Mike Ozakome also came out to respond to the issue of whether Jonathan is qualified to contest or not. In his opinion, former President Goodluck Jonathan is eminently qualified to contest. Yeah, so that's...
let me just add.
Yes,
Jonathan has not said anything.
No, he hasn't.
He hasn't.
Yes. So we'll keep our fingers crossed until it's made public.
Exactly.
070-8365-4889. Good morning, caller. Tell us your name and where you're calling from. Good morning. Yes, good morning. What's your name and where you're calling from?
Yes, yeah, I'm calling from Saple Road.
Okay, please go ahead. Go ahead, please.
I want to react to this amount of buying this expression form. To me, I know the government, they are not trying to help out issue to the youth. But if really the youth are ready for themselves to be involved in any political office, the youth can come together. They just pick one youth to say, okay, you go and represent us. We'll fund everything. And if you see the way the youth are spending every year, then because if the youth are united to themselves, they can actualize all these things. Then let me react to this Jonathan issue.
Yes.
Jonathan should respect them and
Exactly.
which he has respected to worldwide.
Exactly.
The idea of the North trying to bring it back, I think, let it not just be as if somebody that has laid name and knowledge is suddenly just come back flat-footed. So that's my take on it.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you. The line is still open. Please dial it and let's get your take on all our discussions so far. Good morning, caller. What's your name and where you calling from? Good morning.
Good morning, Nigeria. My name is Dr.
Yeah. In fact, by the time you finish your introduction, the time allocated for your contribution would have lapsed. Anyway, go ahead, Dr. Opusicri. Go ahead. All right, go ahead.
Yes, I also just to thank your
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, Dr. Opusicri, just quickly anchor the point. Hello, Dr. Opusicri. Yes, go ahead.
So my point is that what we want in Nigeria now is somebody that will talk to the economic cash. Look at everything granted. So if you don't have that, don't bring those countries. I think what the market is, I don't think you can do so much. They have already captured our country. So the others are going to think that it's something.
You see, nothing we can do.
Nothing.
That's wrong.
There should be something that we can do.
All right, Dr. Opusicri, thank you. We'll take one more call. I got this message from you. You said, please, we need the youth to lead in politics in Nigeria by happiness. Happiness, thank you for your views. Good morning, caller. Tell us your name and where you're calling from. Good morning.
Hello, good morning, sir. This is Pastor of the whole world.
Pastor Ivy, thank you. Pastor of the whole world, go ahead, please.
Thank you very much. Who shall I say? Who will go for me? Tell me, Lord, and I will go. Tell the truth of God will come send you.
Amen.
You let them know again what you will never know.
Amen.
Thank you. God bless you. So that others will call me.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Is he okay?
Okay, one last call and that will be it on this segment. Yes, caller, good morning. You're our last caller for today. Good morning. Good morning. Tell us your name and where you're calling from. Go ahead. Good morning, caller. What's your name? Good morning. Please turn down the audio level on your TV or radio set. Yes, yes. Okay, we can barely hear you. Just move away from where your TV set is or radio so we can hear you. Better. Go ahead.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Comrade Keshi Sedmorin. I want to say I don't see any reason why the former president can pass, given a body language that he wants to come back again. It's an elderly statement. It's enough for him. He should relax and be giving advice to the younger generations.
Okay.
It's unanimous.
And again, I want to speak on the are talking about zoning. It's not Arabs, they don't want to agree with zoning. But when they are there, we're talking about zoning. Why are they now confusing Nigerians? They don't want this thing to come to the southeast. So we need to balance the equation.
Okay.
To balance this equation, a south, either southwest or southeast should come in. Let's try to balance it.
Okay.
So they should not start playing politics or the leadership of people.
All right.
But if they are not ready, they should go back to the status quo to see what is good for. So I don't see any, they are playing games.
All right. Thank you very much. Our last caller for today. The respondents so far, they've been unanimous on to be or not to be for former President Goodluck Jonathan recontested. You want to take it off from there as we conclude, Barrister Mego, final word.
Well, we are happy that we are speaking to some people this morning. People are listening to us. We are happy. And we are all speaking in one voice. Brother Jonathan, please stay out of it. Don't let your name be rubbished.
Okay.
That's number one. Number two is let us not rubbish ourselves by saying that if somebody goes to bring his beloved person out of captivity, is now guilty of a crime. No, if you love somebody, you will be with that person throughout.
Okay. All right, Barrister Greg.
President Jonathan has not said he's coming out. So people should allow him to
speak.
To speak for himself.
Okay.
He's old
too
enough
late.
to speak for himself.
All right. So that's the end of the road for the show this week. We hope you had a great time while it lasted. It's obvious that there is a public rejection of the bill passed by the Senate prohibiting payment of ransom to kidnappers. I mean, if you unfortunately get your loved one is kidnapped, you should be able to exercise some level of discretion of what you want to do, the best way to get such a person out. So it's obvious this will certainly not see the light of the day. Still TMI, it's still policies today, but we've come to the end of the road. I want to say big thanks to everyone that made the program a huge success. Have a great weekend. Bye for now.